Welcome, everyone. I'm glad you can join me today for this time management strategies for work incentive practitioners training. The goal is to give you practical strategies and tools to help you stay focused, organized, and effective in your work. We'll cover ways to prioritize your tasks, plan your day, and manage your time so you can balance multiple responsibilities while supporting your clients. I encourage you to ask questions and think about how you can apply these strategies in your daily work. Today's agenda, we're going to go over what is time management, benefits of time management, work incentive practitioners' job tasks, some time management strategies. Then we're going to wrap up, and then I'm going to supply you with all the resources that are used throughout this PowerPoint. Okay, the objectives. Participants will be able to explain the importance of time management for productivity, wellness, and client support. Participants will be able to identify and apply strategies such as time blocking, prioritization, and the quadrant method. And lastly, participants will be able to develop a personal plan to organize, prioritize, and manage daily tasks effectively. What is time management? Time management is all about planning and organizing how we use our time across tasks and activities. When done effectively, it helps us prioritize what's most important, work more efficiently, and avoid unnecessary stress. So rather than just working longer hours, good time management enables us to work smarter and get better results. Effective time management isn't just about keeping busy, it's about being strategic. Start by prioritizing tasks based on urgency and importance. Use a planner or a calendar to schedule your day. Break larger projects into smaller steps. Focus on one task at a time rather than multitasking, which can reduce efficiency. Setting deadlines, even for minor tasks, helps maintain momentum. And remember to take short breaks to recharge and minimize distractions to stay focused. The goal of time management isn't to fit more and more tasks into our day, but it's to use your time in a way that helps you focus on what matters most. That is why learning different time management strategies can be helpful. They give us the tools to make better use of the time we have. Understanding what time management is lays the foundation. Next, let's look at how effective time management can actually make our days easier and more productive. When we manage our time efficiently, it's not just about getting more done, it's about improving the quality of how we live and work. Let me break down some of the key benefits. Um, Reducing stress. When tasks are organized and planned, we're less likely to feel overwhelmed by looming deadlines or last minute emergencies. Increasing energy and focus. Clear priorities and structured schedules helps us concentrate on what truly matters, making our efforts more efficient. By minimizing procrastination. By knowing exactly what needs to be done and when, we avoid putting things off and the stress that comes with last minute rushes. Prioritize what matters most. Time management allows us to focus on high impact tasks instead of getting lost in busy work. And create a healthier work life balance. When we plan and manage our time well, we make space for both professional responsibilities and personal activities, helping us feel more balanced and fulfilled. So, time management isn't just about getting things done, it directly affects our performance and long term success. When we manage our time well, we focus on what matters most, reduce distractions, and complete tasks efficiently. Every completed task builds confidence, and over time, these habits make us more productive. Professionally or academically, strong time management shows others that we're reliable and organized qualities that are noticed and valued. Consistently practicing these skills can even create opportunities for career growth or even academic advancement. So, now that we've talked about the importance of managing our time, let's look at the job tasks of work incentive practitioners and the many responsibilities they balance in their roles. As work incentive practitioners, a large part of the role is helping individuals understand how work and benefits connect. You're providing information about the different work incentives that are available and how they can support someone who wants to work. Another important part of the role is explaining how employment may impact public benefits. This all helps individuals make informed decisions about working. You may also be helping people understand their healthcare options, since maintaining healthcare coverage is often a major concern when someone is considering employment. And finally, verifying the benefits someone is currently receiving is an important step because accurate information allows you to provide guidance that is specific to that individual's situation. In addition to the tasks that we just discussed, work incentive practitioners also have several other important responsibilities. And one of these is providing in-depth benefits counseling, which involves helping individuals understand how working may affect their benefits and what options may be available to them. This often includes completing benefits analysis, which requires gathering detailed information, carefully reviewing benefit rules to provide accurate guidance. Work incentive practitioners are also responsible for preparing reports and other required documentation, which all helps information which helps when to ensure that all information is recorded clearly and meets program or agency requirements. Another key part of this role is supporting informed decision making. And this means providing individuals with the information they need so that they can make choices about work and benefits that are right for their personal situation. Work incentive practitioners also spend a significant amount of time communicating and gathering information. This may include meeting with customers through a variety of methods, such as phone calls, emails, face to face meetings to discuss their benefits and employment goals. Another part of the role involves corresponding with SSA to clarify information, verify benefits, or follow up on questions related to an individual's case. Work incentive practitioners also need to regularly research public benefit policies and updates. Since the rules and guidelines can change, staying current is important for providing accurate information. And in addition, this role requires writing detailed reports and documentation to show the information gathered and the guidance provided. It's important work incentive practitioners are knowledgeable across multiple benefit systems. So, like SSI, SSDI, as well as Medicaid and Medicare. It's also important to be familiar with other supports, such as housing assistance programs, veterans benefits, SNAP, and HEAP, because these may all be a part of the person's situation. So, understanding how these programs work helps provide more complete guidance. It's also important to recognize that just because you are a certified work incentive practitioner, it doesn't mean benefits counseling is the only responsibility that you have. I know for many staff, this role is just one part of a larger job. In many cases, the individual may have a primary position or a set of responsibilities, and then provide benefits counseling in addition to those other duties. And this can mean balancing multiple priorities, deadlines, and responsibilities throughout the day. And because of that, finding ways to manage time efficiently can be especially important in this role. Okay, I want to pause here and ask everyone a question. By looking at this slide and all the responsibilities, meetings, research, SSA communication, writing reports, how many of you have ever felt like there aren't enough hours in the day? And what tends to take up most of your time? Um, do you find taking up your time documentation, maybe chasing verifications, responding to emails? So go ahead and think about that for a moment. And then the reality is the workload doesn't shrink, but how we manage it makes all the difference. The key to handling all these responsibilities isn't working longer hours, it's using effective time management strategies. In the next section, we're going to explore effective strategies that can help work incentive practitioners stay organized, reduce feeling overwhelmed, and remain productive while still providing high quality services. Okay, so now that we've reviewed the many responsibilities in this role, let's explore some practical time management strategies that can help support your work. Again, many of us have multiple responsibilities. Our primary job duties plus benefits counseling, and it can often feel like there isn't enough time to get everything done. That's where time management strategies come in. By prioritizing tasks, organizing your day, and breaking larger projects into manageable steps, you can handle all your responsibilities more efficiently and reduce stress. These strategies don't just help get tasks done, they help you work smarter, not harder. Work incentive practitioners juggle many responsibilities, which can feel overwhelming. Time management strategies help make tasks more manageable. But before we jump into those, it's important to get to know yourself, your habits, strengths, and how you work best. Understanding yourself first will make it easier to choose strategies that really work for you. Our ability to perform well at work isn't just about skill or training. It's also closely connected to our level of alertness and overall wellness. When we're all well rested and mentally sharp, it's much easier to focus on detailed or complex tasks, make thoughtful decisions, as well as stay productive throughout the day. There are many factors that influence how alert we feel. One of the biggest is sleep. When we don't get enough quality sleep, our concentration, patience, problem solving abilities can all suffer. Other factors like caffeine intake, nutrition, hydration, and stress levels also play a big role. So, while caffeine can give you a temporary boost in alertness, it doesn't replace the need for adequate rest. This is where wellness becomes especially important. Taking care of ourselves both physically and mentally has a direct impact on how effectively we handle our responsibilities at work. And as work incentive practitioners who often, again, manage multiple tasks, many priorities, prioritizing wellness isn't just helpful, it really is essential for performing at our best. Okay, now let's take a moment to reflect on our own wellness. Ask yourself some simple and yet very important questions. Do you regularly get enough sleep? And do you truly feel rested? Also, consider how much caffeine you've had today. Sometimes that affects our focus more than we actually realize. And think about personal stressors. Are they maybe impacting your ability to concentrate or perform your tasks effectively? And then go ahead and ask yourself how you take care of yourself daily. And are you consistent with any self care routines? These questions are all simply a tool to help you notice patterns and find ways to support your energy, focus, and overall well being. Now, everyone has times during the day when they feel most alert and focused. Identify your peak energy period and use that to tackle your most important or challenging tasks. This can include maybe problem solving, analyzing report data, or attending key meetings. By aligning demanding work with your natural alertness, you can become more effective, make better decisions, as well as reduce stress. Just as important to align challenging tasks with your peak energy times, it's equally useful to recognize when you're less alert. So during these low energy periods, focus on routine or administrative tasks that require less mental effort. Some examples of this might include returning phone calls, maybe filing reports, or responding to emails. This strategy is going to help manage your workload effectively without draining your energy. We all face challenges in our roles as work incentive practitioners. Let's take a moment to identify which job tasks you find most challenging. And this question is meant to get you thinking about your own work habits. Consider when you feel most alert and productive during the day. Are you already using that time for your most challenging or important tasks? Like maybe completing benefits analysis or important meetings. If not, this technique can be a simple and powerful way to improve your productivity and reduce stress. Okay, now let's explore time blocking. Time blocking is a strategy to organize your day and use your energy wisely. Time blocking, or sometimes called chunking, is a strategy where you divide your day into set blocks of time. Each block is reserved for one specific task or a related group of tasks. And during that time, your focus is only on that work. This helps reduce distractions and improves efficiency. It's also important to schedule breaks, especially lunch. Blocking out lunch ensures that you take it, which in turn is going to help you maintain energy, give you more focus, and help your overall wellness throughout the day. Again, time blocking is a simple and very powerful way to structure your day. By breaking your workday into manageable pieces, it makes larger projects or even multiple responsibilities feel less overwhelming. It can also help you stay focused on the tasks at hand, reducing distractions and the tendency to switch between tasks too often. Another benefit is that it creates a visual record of your scheduled tasks for the day. And this makes it easier to see what you've planned, track progress, and your ability to adjust if something unexpected comes up. So, overall, time blocking helps you organize your day, stay productive, and use your energy more efficiently. Now, color coding. Color coding your calendar offers several advantages. One, it allows you to quickly glance at your day and immediately see what kinds of activities are scheduled. Second, it helps you track patterns over the week. You can see how many meetings, such as red blocks, you attended, how many hours you spent on presentations, like the green block, or how much time you spent on emails in the orange time block. This makes it easier to to assess your workload, balance your day, and adjust future scheduling if certain tasks are taking up too much time or maybe too little time. Using colors this way turns your calendar into a visual management tool, not just a list of tasks. In the slide that I'm showing right now, this is an example of how coding is used for time blocking. You can see on the right-hand side, there's the colors listed with certain weekly tasks or activities. And this right here, this is just an actual copy of my work Outlook calendar showing the way that I use color coding to organize my work week. And here's an example of time blocking using my department's NYESS color coding system. Each color represents a category of work, making it easy to see your day, how it's structured just by glancing at it. And then you'll see red is reserved for trainings. There's blue for lunch, and so on. So using this system helps you visually organize your day. It reduces task switching and make sure every essential responsibility has dedicated time. And time blocking is about intentionally scheduling blocks of time for specific activities. So each task gets the focus it needs. Now, if you could take a moment just to reflect, which of these categories do you already set aside dedicated time for? Are there categories you're skipping or maybe doing just sporadically? For example, some people naturally schedule meetings and calls, but leave research or report writing to whenever there's enough time, which can lead to inefficiency. Again, including breaks like lunch or short mental resets is just as important as work tasks. Those are going to help recharge your focus for the next time block. And the goal is to create a balanced schedule where every essential activity has its dedicated time to help you reduce multitasking while increasing productivity and staying alert throughout your day. Again, I'm going to ask you to just take a moment to reflect on your own work day. Which of these categories do you already schedule using time blocking? And then consider if there are any other categories you include in your schedule. If so, what are they? Time blocking helps structure your day and manage your energy. But to stay on top of everything, it's also important to focus on overall organization. Organization is about having an efficient and orderly approach to the tasks that you're performing. One key element is keeping your calendar up to date so you know what's scheduled and can plan your day accordingly. Being organized also means being able to locate documents quickly, whether they're digital or paper, which saves time and reduces stress. Also, maintaining a tidy workspace, both your desktop and your physical area, helps you to stay focused and productive. Also, taking detailed notes during meetings or while performing tasks ensures important information is being captured and can be referred to at a later time. Together, these practices create a strong foundation for managing your workload efficiently. Organization is critical in the role of a work incentive practitioner. With multiple responsibilities, meetings, benefits counseling, documentation, and follow ups, staying organized helps you manage your workload efficiently. Take a moment and ask yourself, are you truly organized in your daily work? Or do you find yourself scrambling to locate documents, emails, or notes? Also, what systems or tools do you currently use to stay organized? For example, do you rely on a digital calendar, color coded files, detailed notes, or maybe to do lists? Organization starts with setting up your environment and the tools you have. Keeping your calendar up to date is essential. It helps you schedule meetings, client appointments, and deadlines so nothing slips through the cracks. Client files, both digital and paper, should be easily accessible. When documents are organized, you can respond quickly as well as accurately. In a tidy workspace, again, both your desktop and your physical workspace, that by keeping it tidy helps reduce distractions. It helps you focus and creates a professional impression. Together, all these habits from the are the foundation for an efficient workday. Organization, it's not just about your physical environment. It also involves capturing and tracking your work. Taking detailed notes ensures that you record everything discussed and during counseling sessions and important communications. This supports accuracy, follow up, and accountability. Checklists and trackers are also very invaluable tools. They help you ensure that every step in a benefits analysis or report is completed correctly. Using these consistently reduces errors. It also is going to save time and build confidence in your work. When combined with an organized environment, these practices allow you to manage your responsibilities efficiently while maintaining a high quality of services for your customers. Once you have your tasks and workspace organized, the next step is deciding which tasks are most important. This is where setting priorities come in. Prioritization is the process of determining the order in which tasks should be addressed based on their importance, deadlines, or other criteria. Effectively prioritizing allows you to focus on what matters most and ensures critical tasks are completed on time. There are several methods you can use to set priorities, such as ranking tasks by urgency and importance, using to do lists, or applying a time blocking strategy. It's also often helpful to use a combination of methods depending on the variety and complexity of projects you are managing. By prioritizing effectively, you can manage multiple responsibilities more efficiently. Again, reduce stress and maintain focus on high impact tasks. Complete simple tasks first. Sometimes finishing a easy task quickly can give a sense of accomplishment and clear items off your list. Also, complete time sensitive tasks first. Tasks with looming deadlines may take longer, but addressing them early prevents last minute stress. And one helpful tool for setting priorities is the quadrant method, which helps you decide what's urgent, important, or less critical. The quadrant method, this is a simple tool to help prioritize tasks. It divides work into 4 categories based on urgency and importance. This makes it easier to focus on what really matters, handle urgent tasks on time, and avoid spending too much energy on low priority items. Using this method helps you to make smarter decisions about where to spend your day and energy. So, an example of how you would use the quadrant method if you had a report due today. So, that report would fall into the urgent and important quadrant. So, it should be completed right away. Preparing for a project that isn't due, say, for a few weeks, would be important, but not urgent, meaning it should be scheduled so you have time to work on it gradually. And another example, answering routine emails. Although it may feel urgent, but they're not always going to be the most important tasks. So they could fall into the urgent but not important category. And activities like that are unnecessary scrolling or other distractions would fall into the not urgent and not important quadrant. Now, for me personally, I don't use this quadrant method because I found myself when trying it, I was spending too much time trying to figure out what quadrant to put my tasks in. Um, but some people find that this method works very well for them and can help them manage their tasks. Um, okay, so setting priorities as a work incentive practitioner. Quadrant two in, includes tasks that are both important and time sensitive. So, for a work incentive practitioner, this might be completing benefits analysis for upcoming appointments, maybe submitting reports to SSA on time, or responding to client inquiries that affect their benefits. Handling these tasks promptly ensures deadlines are met and clients receive the reliable support. Prioritization, using lists to stay organized. Making lists is a simple but powerful organizational tool. So start by listing all current ongoing projects so nothing is forgotten. This can be done either on paper or by using a computer, whichever works best for you. And now for each project, take notes about your specific role um, and what deliverables are you responsible for, while also noting who is handling the next steps or other tasks. Keeping this information organized helps you stay on top of multiple projects, reduces the chance of errors, and ensures that deadlines and responsibilities are clear. Okay, for a workday task list, imagine starting your workday with several tasks in mind. Maybe it's responding to emails, completing a report, attending a meeting, and returning a phone call. Instead of trying to remember everything, um, you should write a quick list. Again, you can either use paper or some people use a digital tool. And as the day goes by, you can check off each completed task. This simple act helps keep priorities clear, prevents important tasks from being forgotten, and it provides a sense of accomplishment as these items are being completed. A digital list example. Some people prefer digital list. For example, they may use a notes app or a task manager on their phone or computer. Tasks can be checked off, reordered, or assigned deadlines, which can be very helpful when managing multiple projects. We all have many tasks competing for our attention each day. Let's take a moment to reflect on how you decide which tasks to tackle first, and the strategies you use to prioritize your workload. Now that we know how to organize and prioritize our work, let's explore goal setting, an essential tool to turn priorities into concrete results. Goal setting helps you clearly define your end goal and understand what needs to be prioritized to reach it. Short term goals focus on immediate steps that move you forward, while long term goals reflect the bigger picture and overall outcomes you want to achieve. Using SMART goals ensures goals are clear, realistic, and trackable, making better use of time and effort. And this approach is especially effective in SSA ticket to work and individual work plans, where progress, timeliness, and accountability are essential. This right here on the slide is an example of how SMART goals can be applied to real work incentive practitioner tasks. The specific goal that I've listed here is to complete all benefits analysis reports that were started in September by a clear deadline of November 1st, 2026. As you can see, the goal is broken down into measurable, time-bound steps, making it easier to manage workload and track progress. Requesting BPQYs is the first actionable step and has a defined date. Researching each beneficiary's current benefits builds on that information and is scheduled shortly thereafter. The final step is documenting benefit options on a benefits analysis form, ensuring the work is complete and ready to review. By breaking larger goals into smaller tasks, this helps reduce becoming overwhelmed, while also improving time management and supports accountability. This slide is an example of a SMART goal related to professional development. So the goal here is specific, um, earning 24 continuing education credits for my WIP renewal. And it's measurable by the 24 credits total. Um, it is achievable and realistic as it has the clear cost of $240 and a manageable schedule spread throughout the year. You can see here I have the goal is also time bound with both individual training dates and a final deadline of December 31st, 2026. And by immediately adding these dates to a calendar, it's going to help protect time and prevent conflicts with other meetings or deadlines. So, this strategy supports time management by turning a long term requirement into scheduled, actionable steps. Goal setting can be a powerful tool for staying focused and achieving both professional and personal objectives. So let's take a moment to see how your goal setting strategies, how you use setting strategies, and the types of goals that you set. Once you've set clear goals, the next step is planning. Planning helps you break those goals into specific tasks, determine the steps needed to set a realistic timeline. And by organizing your actions in advance, you make it much easier to stay on track, also manage your time effectively, and achieve the results you want. Effective planning helps reduce last minute stress and keeps the day running smoothly. Spending a small amount of time at the start of the day allows you to see what is scheduled and plan how tasks will be accomplished. Taking about 30 minutes in the morning to review your calendar helps identify priorities, deadlines, and any potential conflicts. Reviewing meetings ahead of time ensures that you are prepared and able to participate efficiently. Checking project updates allows you to anticipate any questions and communicate clearly with your supervisor or other colleagues. This proactive approach, it improves time management, efficiency, and follow through throughout the entire workday. And even with the best planning and organization, the day doesn't always go exactly as expected. Certainly, unexpected situations can arise at work or in your personal life. Maybe an urgent request, a last minute meeting, or a task takes longer than you planned. Because of this, it's important to build some flexibility into your schedule. One way you could do this is by avoiding the temptation to schedule every minute of the day. Leaving small blocks of time open allows you to adjust when interruptions or unexpected responsibilities occur. And flexibility helps reduce stress because you're better prepared to adapt instead of feeling like your entire schedule has been disrupted. So, time management isn't just about creating a perfect plan, it's also about being able to adjust that plan when necessary. Sometimes the best approach is to just reassess priorities, maybe shift tasks to a later time and move forward. Now, if everyone could just take a moment to think about your own planning strategies. And remember, there's no right or wrong answer here. Do you actively use planning to manage your time? Um, are there specific habits that help you stay organized? Maybe such as using a calendar, a to do list, setting priorities, blocking time. So now we've covered planning. Let's take a look at some general strategies that can help you stay organized, focused, and effective in your work. Conduct a time audit to understand where your time is spent. Focus on one task at a time and avoid multitasking. Reward yourself for completing tasks and achieving goals. Also, choose the method or maybe a combination of methods that works best for you. And lastly, regularly reassess and adjust your time management strategies. Setting boundaries helps protect your time and prevents overload. Saying no when appropriate allows you to focus on tasks that align with your roles and your responsibilities. Eliminating distraction improves focus and efficiency. Even delegating tasks when possible, that frees up time for higher priority responsibilities. And Automation, such as template reminders or auto filling, reduces repetitive work. The touch it once rule encourages handling um, mail or email immediately by responding, filing, delegating, or discarding it to avoid rework. Time management strategies. What works for you? Do you use any of these general strategies? And if so, how do they work for you? And do you have any other general strategies to share? That brings us to the end of our session. Let's take a moment to review what we've learned and how you can apply it in your work. Some general strategies. How can AI help with time management? Maybe scheduling and reminders, task prioritization, automating routine tasks. And then, just as a caution, use AI carefully. It's a tool, not a replacement for your judgment. Let's remember a few key points about time management. There are many time management strategies available. There's a wide variety of techniques, some simple, some more structured. Strategies can be used individually or combined depending on your needs. I encourage you all to experiment with different approaches to see what fits your workflow and energy levels. There's no one size fits all. A strategy that works well for one person may not work well for another. The goal here is to find out what works best for you and adapt as needed. So, we've talked about different strategies for managing time. Let's take a moment to reflect on what works best for you personally. Select the strategies that you find most effective in your day to day work. To help everyone put what you've learned into practice, here's a summary of the resources that I have used today. I have the time management training. There's the New York State Department of Labor link, LinkedIn. Your agency as well may offer trainings through your human resource department. So I encourage you to check in with your agency. Also, the time management blocks. There's the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. There's the 10-Minute Time Management by Rick Thompson. And then also just some tools to stay on track. There's apps for your phone or computer, um, Excel spreadsheets, calendars, either digital or paper, time tracking software that can be used to complete a time audit. Thank you for attending today's session and for your participation. I appreciate your time and engagement, and I hope you all found this training helpful and informative. If there's any questions that come up, or if you need to pause this to um, assess one of the sections, I encourage you to do so. And my contact information is available should anyone um, need any additional trainings or maybe even have suggestions of trainings that they would like in the future.